Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Nate.
And today we're doing another Summer Book Club episode. If you haven't been following along, a number of YouTubers are reading the Handbook for Catholic Moms. You do not need to read this book in order to go and follow our episodes. We are all going to go and do our own comments about each episode. So if you go down below, there'll be links to everyone else who did an episode on this. If you're watching this right now at 8 a.m. when it posts Deacon Ken, it's summer vacation. The links will be up in a couple hours. So this is chapter 5 we're doing now, which is on special circumstances. And this includes mothering adoptive children, foster children, and special needs children.
You know, the reason I'm here is because we do not have adoptive children.
Nope.
We do not have fostered children.
Nope.
We do have one child who qualifies as special needs, but as she was given the option of being on this show for the purpose of being a prop, she understandably declined the invitation. So I'm here because I, at one point in time in my life, was a special needs child, at least by current definitions.
Uh-huh.
I have A.D.D. But the reason I'm here is just to sort of give, I suppose, a little perspective.
Yes. And because although we know people who have adoptive children and foster children, they live a lot farther away. Mm-hmm. And in one case, she literally adopted her new child about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
so
it was within the past month. So, yeah. So, and the perspective that I have to give to it is to remember that everybody is unique. God made us all different. He made us all special in our own ways. Every individual is unique. Every family is unique. And so, don't judge yourself based on somebody else's successes, basically. To put it in terms for a TV infomercial, mm-hmm. Your results may vary. For example, I have ADD, and my oldest daughter has ADD. She, in fact, got all of her ADD from me. So
we don't know exactly for sure. I mean, it's highly probable that the family that has a bunch of ADD is the one that she got it from.
In all likelihood, she got all her ADD from me. That being said, her ADD is not my ADD. It's the same disorder, but psychological disorders, neurological disorders, they present differently for everybody. So her ADD is completely different than mine. She's not nearly as hyperactive. She's not quite as distractible as I am. So, don't base how your progress, how your experience is based on somebody else's. It's because there's that other family in church with a special needs kid, and they seem to have it all put together. That's no reflection on you. They are the experts of dealing with the situation that God gave them, not your situation.
Yes. The author herself doesn't have a lot of experience in this, so she has a lot of different people that have experience talking in this chapter. They point out that you're not like some super mom if you have a special needs kid. It's not, oh, you must be a great because you have the special needs kid.
Nope, you're the same mom.
Yeah. Just the people you see that they have the kids that you look at and go, I cannot spend a day, taking care of them. That would be too much work. They've had to do it. And they have to deal with it for years. And when they started out, they probably were just as bad at it than anyone else just starting out with situations.
Yeah, probably. And they've simply learned how to adapt to their circumstances. For example, everybody in this day and age wants to give advice. Oh, well, have you tried this? Or maybe you should do this. Not everything works for everybody. I co-opt a lot of things from a lot of people. I go around and I find people who are good at doing things, and I say, well, how did you do it? How do you keep yourself so organized at work? Well, I do this. Okay, I take that and I try it. Nope, that doesn't work for me. I need something different. I need a different experience. What works for somebody else isn't necessarily going to work for you. So find the things that work for you and then work at making those things work better.
Yes, I was going to say, when we first got married, I read all the books on ADD because between our two genetics, we were pretty sure that at least some of our children would have it, if not all of them.
Yep.
And they were useful, they were helpful, but our daughter's version of ADD, she has a much more usually found in female variety that's quiet, and quite honestly, a number of the symptoms present a lot closer to autism than ADD.
Mm-hmm.
And so dealing with her issues is completely different than dealing with, say, my brother-in-law who would run around the house 5 times screaming.
Yeah.
Because everyone in Nate's family has ADD.
We actually had a fun time making him run around the house 5 times screaming.
He will do anything on a dare.
Seriously. We love you, Andy. But, you know, it all really still comes back around to understanding that your situation is unique, that the way that you're going to be best able to deal with your situation is unique. And that really goes for all situations. Mm-hmm. Everybody's different. Every family's different. Even families that don't have special needs or other special circumstances involved, how they deal with things and how the family next door deals with things are going to be 2 completely different ways of dealing with things. Yep. So, you know, you need to remember, as much as I don't care for this phrase, you be you.
Yes. Yes. And although the author does not have a lot of experience in these exact situations, she does give helpful ideas that work in all situations, but especially if you're dealing with a situation that can be more challenging at times. She breaks it down into different sections based on her 4 things about heart, mind, body, and soul, but they all work on the same general principle of you need to make sure you take care of yourself.
Yep.
Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else.
That's right. Self-care is always the most important care, at least for the purpose of basics. You know, it's like when you get on an airplane and they're giving you the whole spiel about in the event of an emergency, put the oxygen mask on yourself before you start worrying about somebody else. You cannot help somebody if you are passed out on the floor.
Yes.
You need to be taking care of you so that you can take care of somebody else.
Yep. And her homework for this chapter also largely relates to those situations. It has ideas like finding a mother's group or a support group related to your particular issues. Make a list of your support system. This can be people who are going to go and just babysit. You know, someone who could even watch your kids while you're there so you can take some time to take a shower, relax, do something besides taking care of someone, especially if they are a child that needs to be watched constantly.
Everybody needs a break from the fingers that reach underneath the bathroom door going, Mommy, Mommy.
Or worse yet, the loud clanging noise from the other room.
Yes. Wait, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm stuck on the toilet. Gotta get off the toilet.
Yeah. Having me time at least once a week, which
goes back to that self-care thing. You gotta have a little time just to decompress. You know, get outside of your head.
Yep, and they point out it doesn't have to be a huge thing. Sometimes just taking a walk outside on your own is all you need. Mm-hmm. And then one that I found especially important, because this is a book for Catholic moms, and it's something that you don't think of, but it becomes a major issue for a lot of people. Making sure that your pastor knows about your situation. Mm-hmm. Now, at our church, our daughter's not the only one who wears headphones during Mass. She's not listening to music. She's not playing with anything. She just puts on headphones because she's not good with sensory overload.
Yeah. So, you know, I've actually gotten her to take them off when she goes up for communion now. But yes, she needs a little, even if it's just an imaginary force field, just a little force field between her and everybody else.
Yes, and if you didn't know that was the issue,
you might think it looks a little weird. But we've gone and talked with our pastor and with other people in our ministry team mm-hmm. about this, so that they're aware of it. So when on those occasions when she just really needs that, when she really needs that little
Bubble?
she can have it, and nobody's looking at her going, what is that person doing?
Plus, we are in our church group for media, so the fact that we're
She's
all running
in the
around with
back
headphones is
on,
not a
it's
big
not all
deal,
that odd.
but
when she sits out in the pews, she still has the headphones on.
yes. And I've known lots of people who talk about, having children that have special needs that might have something that you can tell what their helps are, but not necessarily what the issue is.
Yes.
That quite often it feels bad. You feel like you're being a bad parent, or someone might even say, how dare that kid, do that? They're way too old to be acting that way.
Yeah, I've been that parent actually on a few occasions. So
Mm-hmm. So that's one that I found the most helpful in this. Just make sure the people around you, especially like your priest, people who you're going to be doing things with at your church, know I'm not just slacking off as a parent.
This is what we're dealing with, and this is how we're dealing with it.
Mm-hmm. And at the end, as usual, it has web resources. It has web resources that deal separated disabilities and adoption. And some of the adoption ones, I haven't actually gone through all the links, but they probably also deal with foster care as well, as quite often people will foster to adopt.
Yes. Yes, usually that's the first step. You want to get to being an adoptive parent. They
It's quite
give
common.
you a trial run first.
So it relates to both fostering and adoption, most
Yep.
likely, in those researches.
So before we go, we'd like to give a quick shout out to our friends at the Armchair Catholic. Craig, Rich, and Sean are a great group of guys. They have a podcast that they do once a week where they just go and they talk about something topical and how it relates to the faith. And as they often say, they talk about the faith the way they passionately profess what they think is the truth. So
now this isn't just like if we were hanging out talking.
No. These are people who actually work for the diocese. They've gone to seminary. They've been trained. In all likelihood, what they think is the truth is probably a little closer to what the Catholic Church teaches as the truth. But
as their head of multiple departments within the diocese, I think they probably are fairly good for actual Catholic theology. Now, their discussion about which beer is the best, that one's up for grabs.
Yeah, but they are a fine group of guys. They do a really great show. I encourage you all to go check out their podcast. We're going to put links to their website down below so that you can go and check them out. They're also available on, I think, Google Play. I listen to them off of Google Play. I think they're probably also on like iTunes.
Yeah.
So you can find them in those places as well. So make sure you go and give them a listen. See if it's something you might like to listen to on a regular basis. And remember to go ahead below, click the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you get notified when we have new episodes and more episodes of our summer book club. And hit the like button, because once again, if you've gotten this far, you probably like the show. I refuse to believe that anybody is hate watching this show. So go ahead and hit that like button. Not only does it encourage us to keep on doing what we're doing, but it also helps us get more views, and that it makes us more relevant.
Yes. Weird analytic things.
And until next time, live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.